You track every penny in your budget. You wake up early, read the financial books, and maintain strict discipline over your spending. Yet, month after month, you watch your bank account barely move. Meanwhile, someone who seems entirely careless with money somehow just keeps getting richer. If that paradox has ever frustrated you, let me clear something up right now. You are not lazy, and you are not bad with math. Neuroscientists have observed that the brain often triggers an aggressive defense mechanism when it senses a shift toward resource preservation. To your survival-focused circuitry, the act of saving money can be registered as a biological threat. Today, we will ignore generic hustle culture advice and skip the manifesting abundance lectures. We are examining wealth building strictly through the lens of a neuroscientist. Lasting financial success requires navigating the biological threat responses that quietly steer your behavior. By the time you were 7 years old, your brain had already absorbed a working theory about what money means. Financial psychologists call these money scripts, unconscious beliefs wired in during childhood to keep you safe. If you grew up in a household where money constantly caused loud arguments, your developing brain learned a simple rule: wealth causes conflict. As an adult, earning more money unconsciously triggers a fear of losing your social safety and family cohesion. This survival wiring becomes even more aggressive when you factor in active adult financial stress. Economists ran a study on sugarcane farmers to see what happens to the brain when resources are actively scarce. This data visualization compares their cognitive test scores. In the pre-harvest period, when money is tightest, the drop in cognitive function mirrors losing a full night's sleep. Researchers call this tunneling. The brain forces a narrow focus onto immediate shortfalls. Gan's width for long-term planning is pushed out of the central vision. Acute financial stress drains your cognitive battery. In this state, your biology prioritizes immediate survival over the complex calculations required for long-term growth. This biological programming also explains why impulse buying feels rewarding while saving feels like a punishment. Your brain runs on a dopamine system that evolved to reward immediate survival actions rather than abstract future planning. Look at this chart mapping dopamine responses. Behavioral economists call this temporal discounting. Buying shoes triggers a massive dopamine spike. Putting money into retirement 30 years away barely registers. Researcher Hal Hirschfield discovered why. Our neural networks process our future self as if they were a complete stranger. This drive toward familiar, immediate states is a process called biological homeostasis. It explains a recurring phenomenon in finance, the tendency for individuals who receive sudden windfalls to go broke. We see this pattern with lottery winners. They secure a massive influx of cash, but within a few years, the money has vanished. It happens because everyone has a financial set point. If your nervous system was conditioned for scarcity, sudden wealth feels deeply unfamiliar. To your brain, the unfamiliar represents a loss of stability. Unconsciously, your brain will drive you to spend, lend, or shed resources. It will keep pushing until your bank account drops back down to a number that feels normal and safe to your nervous system. What looks like financial self-sabotage is often just your biology successfully returning you to a familiar state of homeostasis. Building wealth requires intentionally updating this biological software. You cannot rely on pure willpower. To bypass the trap of tunneling, you have to remove decision fatigue from your brain. Automate all your savings and bill payments the exact day you get paid. Take the decision completely out of your hands while your cognitive battery is at its peak. To bridge the neural gap of temporal discounting, mandate a 30-second pause before any significant purchase. Use that time to vividly visualize your 50-year-old self living with the consequences of this specific decision. This forces the brain to connect your present action to your future identity. Finally, use progressive overload to raise your financial set point. Build a modest $1,000 emergency fund first. Give your nervous system time to adapt to the presence of extra resources before you try to scale up. Your brain isn't broken, it just needs deliberate reprogramming. If this research helped you understand your own habits, hit the like button and subscribe to support more science-backed financial breakdowns. Financial freedom follows the ability to align your daily habits with the biological language your brain already speaks.